won that hands down.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counter puncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
A swing and a miss with the right hook. Not a lot of defense here at all. He threw a punch and just got countered. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. Pensacola's finest is down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last. They ring the bell, and here we go. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
You'd like to see more jabs. That hook doesn't score. A lot of people love watching fighters in this weight class because they've got the speed and they've got the power. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. A true champion knows how to get out of trouble after they get into trouble, and that's what he's done right there.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about planting that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Well, Johnny, we're in the early stages here. What have you seen so far?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
So much firepower here. The straight right just misses. Some real good back and forth between these two fighters. Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
They are not going to let this one go to the judges. They better start respecting each other's punching power. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about planting that last round. And a round that's... And there's the bell to start the round. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Well, Johnny, it's still early on, but what do you think about what we're seeing so far?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is the heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Roy Jones Jr., believe it or not, may want to take a knee here. Trying to measure his punches now.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot.
Caleb Plant just got clipped. I thought we were going, and you knew this was coming. They're going to take a knee.
That must have really dented the ego. You don't want your opponent to see you do that.
Very close round. Let's talk about planting that last round. Well, he is. They ring the bell, and here we go. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Looks like they're going to try and be a little more elusive now. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Stamina is off the charts. Caleb Plant is hurt.
Continue.
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels, look at it. There's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. Then he's out of there.
What skill being displayed here between these two middleweights. So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Man is in some serious trouble here. Let's talk about planting that last one. They ring the bell, and here we go. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come to me.
So he's back on his feet, but he's got to somehow turn this around.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Both men step back for just a moment. Halfway through the round, and I think he knows he's got a lot of work to do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Needs to put some combination work together. One punch is good, two punches better. It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
And that hook misses. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments. Swing and a miss with that jab.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A lot of effort being exerted here. I'd like to see more jabs. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Well, you don't see it very often, but here it is. This fight ends in a draw.
What a fight, what a battle. I'm exhausted watching it myself. And you know what? I'm happy it's a draw because nobody deserved to lose and nobody deserved to win. These guys put it on the line.